Right guys, welcome back to the channel. So I thought I'd do a brief overview of how I got on my first track day of the year, which was at Castlecombe last weekend. It was a test day, very similar to a track day. I'm hoping to document all my track days. Just want to keep a diary ready for myself to look back on. It might be helpful for some other people. You might watch it and think, oh yeah, I didn't know that, or watch it and think you should be doing that, Dan, and yeah, I'm happy to take any advice. Basically, yeah, I passed my ACU last year with Nolimits, but I've also paid for membership for NG. So I decided to go to the NG test day. Now, normally a test day is before race weekend, so normally a test day would be a Friday, and then you'd race Saturday, Sunday. However, sometimes they have one-off test days that just, this one happened to be at the same time as an ACU day, so people were doing their ACU license at the same time. But yeah, that's basically what I booked on. So I loaded up the night before, left early, me and Sarah left about 5:45, I think it was, and then we got to track about just before 8, so there's only a couple of hours to Castlecombe from here, which is our closest track basically. Went over, signed on, you get like a little sticker. I was in group 5 out of, I think there was 5 normal groups, and then there was an ACU group in the afternoon that had to sort of fit in amongst us. So in general, it looked like we were getting about 10 to 12 minute stints on track. So then went for a briefing about 8:30, then went to sound testing, so got the bike sound tested, then carried on, waited until my first slot was, so I got with Jenny out, you know, got the warmers on. There's Sarah. There's Damon. First time using my own warmers with my own Jenny. Picked up from first session. The group before us, someone had had an accident, so basically we were waiting for a little while. The organiser there, a lady came over, and she said to me, the bike used to have a fairing on, and currently it's like a naked bike because it's got the street triple front end and stuff on it, which I am going to change. But she said, you know, have you got like a catch tray or anything like that underneath? And I said, nah, I haven't got nothing on me. She said, is it lock wired? I said, no, it's not lock wired. She said, right, let me speak to Steve, which is the guy organised. I think Steve Bostock, I think his name is. They're all nice people there from NG. Everyone I spoke to are really friendly. Completely my own fault, basically. I thought that because people were doing their ACU licence the same day, I thought I could just turn up without the bike fully race compliant. However, now I realise that even just a test day, your bike should be up to ACU specs, so I should have had catch tray underneath, lock wire and stuff like that. They didn't actually do like a proper scrutineering, but obviously they were just having a quick look at bikes as you were coming past. I said, yeah, completely my fault. I just thought that's all you needed for the test day. He said, that's fine. You know, go get a lock wire on your foot when you're a sump plug, especially as you're a novice anyway. You obviously didn't know this, which I was wearing my bib because I'd never been to a test day before. So yeah, I went to the AR stand. The guy from AR said, go get your stand and we'll sort it out from here. Anyway, just as that happened and I ran off, the guy who was pitted next to us, who was helping out his friend, really nice guy, he spoke to me in the morning before I'd even gone out on track or anything. He started pushing the bike back over, so I'm like running back towards my bike with the stand in my hand. And Matty's there, like coming towards me on my bike, and I thought, super kind of him, he didn't have to do that. So basically, he come back over there and we pitted up. I was pitted quite far from where the sort of entrance to the start is. He kindly looked wide the bike, you know, there and then. And because the crash took a while to get sorted out, and then my session got started, I actually still got about 5 minutes on track. So Matty said, just as he was finishing off, get your gear on. So I cracked on. Went out. I'd done about 5 minutes on track. However, obviously I'd never been to that track before. I missed like the sighting lap following the instructor because I hadn't gone out at the start of the session. I came out midway through. So I came straight out onto the Castlecombe track. Bear in mind it's quite cold, probably 7-8 degrees. My tyres now, the warmers have been off for ages, so pretty much lost most of the heat. Straight on the combe. So I was basically dawdling around, just trying to get some heat in the tyres and learn the tracks, didn't know the track at all. Did a couple laps there, so came in, lovely jubbly. And then just as I was sort of getting ready to go out for my second session, there'd been a big crash on track. And basically, we were delayed for about an hour and a half then because the ambulance went and we had to wait for them to come back and or whatever. Anyway, so the first session was about 10, or probably 10 past 10 when I got out. I was on there 5 minutes. And then the second session, which should have been about 11:15, basically got missed. And then we went back out on the third session, which was actually only my second, probably just after lunch, maybe like 1:15, something like that. This time, obviously, I had the warmers on though right until I was going out, so I felt a bit more confident straight away, and I really am happy with the warmers. I'm running Metzeler Race Techs, a brand new rear that I bought off my friend Blake because it didn't fit on his bike. Basically, it was just a bit tight on the subframe, but it fits on mine fine. And then just like a scrubbed front, but it's not, it's in good nick. So first time I've gone out on proper tyres. The last 4 track days I've done on the Blade were all on some not very good road tyres. And then the ACU day I did on this, I did on road tyres in the wet. I could feel the back end sliding around when I was putting on power going around Goddard's. So yeah, to go out on the warmers on quite a cool track, but have grip straight away, cracking on as fast as I wanted to, sort of thing, and I felt super confident. I think the fact that the bike is decent helps. These 13 plus 675s straight out the box. All I've done is set the suspension to what the track setup is in the owner's manual. They've got different settings for like having a pillion, on your own or doing track days. I've set it to the track setting and ridden the bike, and it is just, it's unbelievable. I absolutely love it. It's so smooth. Quick shifter's just like seamless, much better than trying to get a fast gear change with the clutch. So that was the end of that. Was second session. Come back in, quite a big gap then to our next session. I think it was about an hour and a half. Turned the Jenny off for like 20 minutes or something because I didn't need it straight away. Anyway, I went to pull it back on like 45 minutes before I was going out. Went to pull the pull cord, slink. Again, the pull cord snaps off my hand. So yeah, then I take off the cover for that, have a look in there. And funny enough, earlier on, which I thought was a bit of a bad time, but actually worked out sort of helpful, the cord that goes through the rear tyre warmer had also pulled out on me. The strings you're supposed to pull in nicely to get it tight on the wheel, so it was like flapping. So I ended up with like a coat over the rear tyre when I was putting the tyre warmers on, just to try and hold as much heat in as possible. I then used the bit of cord to then repair the pull cord on the generator. So I did that. That worked then for that session. To go out again. I think it was before my 4th session. So again, I come back in, went to pull it again, and I snapped it again. But luckily, the guy pitted next to me, a guy called James, who I was talking to throughout the day, really helpful actually. He watched me out a few times and gave me a few tips, which was really good of him. He'd done about a year's racing before. He just said, I'll plug into my Jenny for a minute. So that was super kind of him. Thank you very much, James.
Right, you ready?
Yeah. Thank you very much. All right, let's go.
Obviously, going back to Matey, who was pitted next to us, that helped me with a lock wire. I'm sure he said to me, people call me Ches or Shez or something like that. It wasn't an obvious name that I can remember, but if you ever watch this video, thank you very much. Helped me out that day. I wouldn't have been able to get out on track. So yeah, everyone seems to be really friendly that I've met in the paddock so far. I didn't speak to that many people because pits were quite spaced out. You weren't like shoehorned into a small space. It was just spread out all over the place. But the fastest lap I did of the day was my very last flying lap on my 4th session, which we only did 4 sessions in the end because of the situation with the bike crashing earlier on and stuff. So I had it in that lap. If you didn't know this, you can put your GPS data into a program called Race Render, which is completely free, and it will give you your lap times. I know I need to go a lot faster, but I wanted to keep the bike in one piece, check out the situation with how I get on with warmers. It was a cold day, just wanted to take it steady. But you know, lots to improve on. I can only get better. The bike itself, lush, absolutely love it. So basically, I just want to get to another track day now, crack on. So I've booked Donny, which is a quiet day in a week's time. So looking forward to that. Never been to Donington before, but I'm looking forward to the fact that I should get full sessions on track. I haven't done like a 20-minute session on track for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years now. I think when I last went to Pembury, which was not last year, I think it was the year before. So yeah, maybe nearly 2 years by the time I go to Donington that I would have actually done a full 20-minute session on track. I've only done the ACU day, which was just very short, and then this Combe day, which was again real short sessions because of the amount of groups they were getting through. NG, really friendly people, happily race for them. I don't think I'm ready yet because that was one of the things I wanted to see. I wanted to see how quickly I would learn the track, and one day beforehand isn't enough for me, I don't think. Obviously it was quite a short day, but even so, I think I would have wanted another complete day. So like, if I was going to race now, I'd want to book on a test day at Combe the day before, like the Friday, and then do the Saturday race and Sunday, because at least I would have had another day of practice and, you know, getting my times down, getting a bit more confident. But I just need confidence on the bike, to be honest. I say I'm looking forward to Donny. It does look like it's going to be wet, so I have got wets on wheels. I'm more than happy to chuck them on, go around in the wet if I need to. I've never, like I said, the only wet track that I've ever done properly, I did do the first couple where I fell off on my blade a few years back, were damp days, to be fair. They weren't bone dry. But the only super wet day I'd done was when I went around an ACU at Mallory, and I could feel the rear end of the bike. You know, you'd accelerate and it would just slide around. So that was on road tyres. I'm interested to see how the wets are. You know, even if it's just damp, I'm going to chuck them on because, you know, I've been told by a few people, any sort of dampness on the track, just put the wets on. Worst case, you're going to wear through a wet and you have to buy another one, but you should be able to stay upright. If you're still watching the video at this point, anyone who's watching this who watched my earlier videos a few years ago, 100% right about the tyres, because a few people said to me, they even commented on the channel saying, get some proper tyres, and you guys are 100% right. Proper tyres, pucker. See how the bike gets on at Donington. I'll do the same again. Hopefully I'll get a few more laps, and I'm going with a few other people that I know, so that should be a bit more interesting because I'm going to point out, you know, different people. The first few sessions, again, I won't be keeping up with anyone, I doubt, because well, I don't know the track, and I'm going out on Inters, which is the first time I've done like a proper Inters session on a Nolimits track day. So because I want to get quicker, I don't want to, you know, stay in Novice Pembury, for instance. Last time I was overtaking probably 75% of the people in our group, so that tells me, you know, I'm not going to get faster just by overtaking people. I need people to overtake me and chase after them. I noticed that, like at the Combe, if I'd had more sessions where I could have tried to keep up with someone following me, someone overtaking me and then me trying to keep up, but everyone overtook me so fast that I had like one corner and then they were gone. So yeah, this is all pretty new to me, but I'm loving it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see how we get on at Donny.